Have you ever wondered about the lasting impacts of collective trauma on society? Trauma, it turns out, is not merely a psychological phenomenon. It's a force that profoundly affects our bodies as well. It's like an unwelcome guest that overstays its welcome, embedding itself into the fibers of our being and altering the way our nervous system functions. Consider this. After a traumatic event, our nervous system can swing like a pendulum, becoming either hyperactive like a car engine revving in overdrive or hypoactive, as if it's stuck in a sluggish idle mode. These shifts can result in lasting impacts on both our mental and physical well-being. The effects can be insidious, sometimes invisible to the naked eye, yet they shape our lives in profound ways. Without proper recognition and treatment, these echoes of past traumas can manifest as conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, casting long shadows over individuals' everyday lives. Without proper acknowledgement and treatment, individuals may experience conditions like PTSD, affecting their daily lives. Did you know that there are different types of trauma? In Thomas Hübl's Healing Collective Trauma, he demarcates these into Type 1 and Type 2 trauma. Let's take a closer look. Type 1 trauma refers to a single, isolated traumatic event. This could be a car accident, an act of violence, or a natural disaster. It's a solitary incident that leaves a lasting mark on the psyche. On the other hand, Type 2 trauma is not just a single event but a series of ongoing traumatic experiences. This could be chronic illness, long-term abuse, or living in a war-torn region. The repeated exposure to distressing events can lead to a cumulative impact on the individual's mental health. There's also complex trauma, often experienced during childhood. This type of trauma can disrupt healthy psychosocial development and create difficulties with forming secure attachments. It can impact emotional regulation, making it harder to manage feelings and responses. It can even affect executive function, interfering with decision-making, problem-solving, and impulse control. This impacts attachment, emotional regulation, and executive function. Can trauma travel across groups and down generations? The answer, surprisingly, is yes. Historical trauma, the kind that emerges from large-scale events like wars or genocides, has a way of extending its shadow over entire communities. It's not just about the immediate impact but the residual effects that linger, shaping the psyche of the group long after the event has passed. But it doesn't stop there. Trauma has an uncanny ability to transcend time, to seep into the fabric of future generations. This phenomenon, known as intergenerational trauma, occurs when the responses to trauma, the learned behaviors, the altered consciousness structures, are passed down the lineage. It's like an echo from the past, subtly influencing the present, dictating behaviors, responses, and experiences. So, it's not just about the individual. It's about the collective. It's about the unspoken narratives, the residual pain, the inherited fears and anxieties. This shapes the experiences of future generations. How can we collectively heal from trauma? This profound question is at the heart of Thomas Hübl's exploration into collective trauma. The answer lies in acknowledging the energy structures that transmit trauma, a process that allows us to tap into their potential for healing. Imagine these energy structures as invisible threads woven through our society, carrying the weight of past traumas. By bringing them into the light of awareness, we can begin the work of untying these knots of pain and suffering. The group healing process is a profound journey that involves fostering presence, achieving attunement, and collectively exploring shared traumas. In essence, presence is about being fully in the moment, attuned to ourselves and others. It's about listening deeply, not just to words, but to the silence between them, to the emotions and experiences they point to. As we embark on this shared exploration of trauma, we create spaces for healing conversations to take place. The ultimate goal is to let the collective voice emerge, highlighting common threads and experiences that contribute to the healing journey. Can trauma be transformative? A question that might seem paradoxical at first. Yet Thomas Hübl in his book, Healing Collective Trauma, suggests that it can be. He likens trauma to the Japanese art of Kintsugi. In this ancient practice, broken ceramics are not discarded, rather, they are mended with molten gold, highlighting the cracks rather than hiding them. The repaired piece, with its visible scars, is seen as more beautiful and valuable for having been broken. Similarly, the healing process of trauma doesn't aim to erase the scars of our past. Instead, it illuminates them, transforming them into sources of strength and wisdom. Much like the golden seams of a Kintsugi piece, our healed wounds can become symbols of resilience, a testament to our journey. So, yes, trauma can indeed be transformative. The collective healing journey is an opportunity to transform the darkness of trauma into a source of profound wisdom and strength.